So, aren't we all just simply trying to do our best in this life? We're all just trying to do our best. But what are you trying your best to do? Are you trying your best to survive? Are you trying your best to thrive? And it's really a pivotal question because, of course, we're all just trying to do our best. Always. It feels like we are. Sometimes we just do what we can. But where's your mindset at? Is it like I'm just really trying my best to survive this crazy, wacky, insane world, right? And if that's the mindset, it's like, yeah, I'm just trying my best to survive. But we want to do our best to thrive. And that requires us to stop, like to just slow down, to breathe. Like just take a deep breath in and out, right? We connect in with our soul when we take a deep breath. We're souls having a human experience. The human in us, yes, of course, needs to survive in this world, but the soul within all of us just wants us to survive. And so we got to slow down and stop and breathe. My dad always had this saying, it's like, might as well enjoy life because none of us is getting out of it alive. And those are some really wise words. My dad never taught me to, you know, come from the soul. I never learned that from my dad, that we're souls having a human experience. But when I look at how he lived his life, he knew that. He knew it. He was always the, don't worry, be happy guy. Everybody around him, and he's not without challenges. For sure, he had challenges in his life. But even in his last days of, you know, months of dying from leukemia, he made everybody laugh. Made everybody laugh. He always had that, well, I'm still here. I'm going to make the best of it. Right? So he always did his best to thrive, even in those times when he was trying to survive. And so we can all really take a step back and go, I want to live from that space. It's such a much nicer place to live from. And so that's what I'd like you to do today. Just take some time to sit with that wise one within. Get out of your head, right? Or just use your mind to ask your heart a few questions here. Am I thriving? Am I thriving in this life? Huh. Really sit with that. Feel into it. What does that feel like? Like, no, I'm trying to combat all this stress and all this craziness of the world. And we think we got to do more. But you know what? We got to sit and slow down more and breathe and come in to the heart. And we ask ourselves here, am I thriving? Hmm. And if the answer is no, the next question is, what can I do to shift from this mindset of just trying my best to survive into, huh, how can I do my best to thrive? I want to thrive. And when we can ask ourselves that question, like when you ask, okay, what can I do today, just even in this moment, to shift from needing to survive into a place of thriving? And it's from that space, if you can just ask yourself that, you take action from there. You do your best from that mindset. But it means we got to get out of the head of and out of this, human experience of this crazy world and come into our heart. There is a wise one within each and every one of us. In your heart, it's your soul. And your soul wants you to survive. And your soul knows how you can survive. Your soul has all the answers. We're all souls here having a human experience, but we get caught up in this whole earth school. So if you're all caught up in your story, in your pain, in your fear, in your dramas, in your behaviors and habits, or maybe somebody else's behaviors. So if that's what you're all caught up in, then you're definitely needing to do your best just to survive. And you know what? That's a big part of the human experience. Of course it is. And if we're all caught up in the human, we're not tuning into our soul. So this week, I want you to seek your soul. And maybe you're going, yeah, I do, right? Good. Stay with that and stay with that in those times that, yeah, you need to get through and really survive. Because again, I'm going to say it over and over. Your soul wants you to thrive, wants each and every one of us to. And deep down, we all want to thrive. It's like, I don't know how to get there. So go inward. Seek your soul. Seek this connection with your soul. Everyone, how? Breathe deep, right? When we're just trying to survive, we're in that fight, flight, or freeze, and our breath is hindered, right? We're just, we don't even notice our breath. We're just trying to survive. And so when you take a moment to slow down and breathe deep, you come into that space of your soul. You breathe. Breath is the best way to connect. Going out in nature and connecting, that connects you to your soul. Doing some mindful movement, like a yoga practice, meditation, just anything. Just bring your hand to your heart. And there's this tapping space. If you bring your hand to your heart, so just that, you come out of your head and you come into your heart. And there's this place between the fourth finger and the pinky finger. And it's a meridian line of your triple warmer, which triple warmer, we need that because when we are in stress, we need to, the mechanism of fight, flight, or freeze. But if you can tap into that point and breathe, it is a magic point. It's a miracle point, really. It brings you out of that mindset of surviving, that fight, flight, or freeze. Really, honestly, tap here and try to think about the things that stress you out the most. You can't. It's like, I'm trying to. And this tapping point will bring you to a space where you can just come into your heart, come out of your head, come into your heart. And then you can tap here. And then once you feel, okay, I'm out of that space of needing to survive here, and I'm in this moment, I can ground my energy. If you can't be outside, look outside. Commune with nature in some way. Connect into your heart by breathing deeply. And then after the tapping, you can continue that as long as you want, but you can even put your hand on your heart. And then ask those questions. Am I thriving? What can I do? How can I shift? Right? What new habits and behaviors or actions can I adopt so that I can begin to thrive in my life instead of just needing to survive? You might even, as you really connect in with your soul, you can get into a space that's more curious, where you can ask questions like, when I look out in the world, what are some of the behaviors or actions of someone who is thriving? Maybe I can adopt some of those habits or behaviors. And then you can even observe, well, what are the behaviors and actions of someone who is just simply surviving? Does that look like me? So we can shift this. We can shift out of a mindset or an energy of, I'm just doing my best to simply survive, and shift into a space of, I'm going to do my best to thrive. So that's what this week's theme is all about. I mean, it's about just simply doing your best, but not to survive, to thrive. Open your mind of curiosity. Another way to get into your soul space is gratitude, thankfulness, appreciation. So that's what this week is about. Well, we got 2 weeks because next week is, guess what? Thanksgiving. And so in Canada anyway, so it's Thanksgiving. So it is really a time. I'm not going to be popping on here for 2 weeks. Focus. That's what our this week's Simply Be theme is all about. Focus on thriving versus surviving. That's where your focus wants to be. Get into the thriving mindset and out of a surviving mindset. Just one little step. Take some time to connect into gratitude. We're moving into Thanksgiving. Get in the energy of Thanksgiving. What am I grateful for in my life? What can I appreciate? That will bring you into this soul space. That is another fabulous. Gratitude is the portal into your soul. Breathe. Do some mindful movements or some mindful meditations of just sit in silence. And again, if you're going, oh, I can't do a meditation, I have a monkey mind. Well, we got a tool, a tip right here. Sit in stillness or sit in nature and just tap here. That's going to help with your monkey mind. Okay, your soul knows how to survive. Let's get out of our head this week, get into our heart, appreciation, thankfulness, gratitude, breathe deep, right? We got these tools. It's a simple tool of just tapping. And then once you practice this, now you're in a whole different mindset. Take action from there. Do your best from that space. Do your best from a space of gratitude. Do your best from a space of tuning into your soul. We are souls having a human experience. And you know what? We got one human experience. Going back to what my dad said, we got one life here. Our human is not going to get out of it alive. Our soul will have many lives, but our human has only got this one life. So you might as well enjoy it because your human's not going to make it out alive. Take that. So I might as well thrive. So it starts by coming into the heart. Happen if you're like, I'm just surviving, or I got a monkey mind. Tap here. It's a magic place. I promise you. Try it. Practice it. Come into the heart. Come into the soul. Listen to your soul. Your soul has so much wisdom within. We're all looking outside for these answers. And it, there's some great, knowledge to thrive out there. But you know what? In your heart and your soul is where the best wisdom is within. Listen in, take some time to connect and commune and listen to that quiet voice within, the one that truly knows, not one that's full of fear and full of stories and dramas of this human experience. Your soul is just in a space of love, sees you from that space of love, sees that you can now thrive. But you got to take the time to slow down and to stop and to breathe and connect inward and to ground. So take some time in these next 2 weeks to tap into your heart, breathe deep, connect with your soul, commune with nature. Be in a space where you can go, I want to thrive. I want to thrive. We can all do it. It's our choice. So thank you, my friends, for being here with me. You have a fabulous couple of weeks of shifting out of surviving into thriving. And if you're already thriving, awesome. Use these next 2 weeks to just thrive at a higher vibration of energy. And you can help others to thrive when you're in that space of energy. Yeah. Don't shift to their energy of surviving. Just continue to thrive, and you will have just an incredible effect on other people. And if you don't, you're still thriving. So thank you. Have a fabulous week. Let's focus on thriving versus surviving and take action and do our best from that space of thriving. Namaste.